and I would say, "You hold my hand on Market Street," and I'm gonna grab. Okay, what if I grabbed your hand? Would you?
I'm not gonna.
Would you go, ew?
No. Okay. No. I'm not gonna do that. And of course, if there's a bus careening out of control, speeding down the road, and we're crossing the street, and I have to get us to safety quickly, of course I'm gonna grab her hand in that instance.
Oh, good. We're getting places.
I'm not gonna.
It's the Scott and Alley Not for Air podcast. The rules are gone. The shirt is untucked. Here's Scott and Alley.
I have something to start with the Scott and Alley Not for Air podcast, which is ridiculous, and it's really all I have to offer for today. So I'm going to be completely relying on you.
I told you that I had 3 things.
No, but you know what?
I even said I'm going to start with, and nope, Scott's going to hijack it.
Oh, well, then you start. I'll come to mine. Mine's
silly. Because last week's, I'm sorry, your 20-minute bitch session followed by my slime slap was.
You're right. It took a long time to get to your slime slap.
I should have started.
You should have. You should have.
And like, honestly, I was like, what? Why am I listening
and
to this?
And maybe it would have kept me out of the shit house in my relationship with the fact that I tried to take all responsibility in last week's podcast, but somehow, no, it just turned into another show. But anyway.
Yeah, okay, then this might not help. What is the male equivalent to flowers? Because obviously it sounds like you don't deserve them right now.
Oh, you mean meaning if okay. So a woman gets flowers. What would be the male equivalent?
Yes, I've got some examples if you can't think of one.
Okay, because I think, see, women I don't think are quite like this, or we've been trained wrong. All my things are situational. Like sometimes I want a new, wrench set. That's a nice one, equivalent to flowers.
That does not sound like you at all.
No, but I've got tools for whatever job I can't do at my house.
For Terry.
Yeah, yes, that's right.
Yes, okay.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, I think guys are situational. It'd be great instead of flowers right now. I need a new filter on my shop vac.
Okay, that is a perfect example.
Oh, good.
I'm going to give you a couple more. Back scratches. Okay. That leads into my other thing that I have for this podcast. So everyone remember what Scott just did.
Remember?
Yeah. Okay. A glass of lemonade while you're doing yard work on a hot day.
That's very nice. I will tell you, that means that the person that is watching you is considerate to the fact that you are pouring sweat trying to maintain a nice appearance of your property. I think that's a genuine gesture.
Okay. So yes to that.
Also, a BJ when I come in is nice, but anyway.
Ew, after your undercarriage has been sweating that much? Disgusting. No. I mean, I don't mind male.
I got to go for the shock value.
I don't mind male musk, but that is just too much.
That's a lot of musk.
That's
a swimming pool of
musk.
That's
a swamp schlong. That is disgusting. All right, how about I missed you so much?
I mean, equivalent to flowers, that's equivalent to one rose from the gas station.
Oh.
It's nice.
Okay. And then what about I'm proud of you?
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's
a good one.
I figured you'd like that one.
Well, guys, here's the thing. Our mothers were the last people to compliment us on a regular basis. And you should take heed to this.
Yeah, because the mother-son relationship is...
too
much.
It's from the daughter-mother relationship. But anyway, this is something women should really listen to. And I mean this, this is not a derogatory thing, but compliments really, a lot of reasons guys are still very connected to their mothers is that is the last female that has really complimented them on a regular basis. Now, I'm not saying...
I think you're right, actually. I can't believe I'm saying this. I think you are so correct because I think that's something that's very lost in relationships.
It's easy to bitch about stuff or complain about stuff or say, you leave the dishes soak and I have to wash them.
Well, where a mother's love is so unconditional, they look past all of that. I actually think you're more right than I've ever admitted.
And I'm gonna, and it won't make a goddamn difference to you.
Right, you're not getting compliments over here. I can tell you that much.
Here, I'm going to give you one step further on this theory. Is I do think that for men, the unsung reason or undiscussed reason, with the mothers giving even fathers most of the time don't compliment to the level that a mother does. Mm-hmm. And I'm talking about my memories as being a kid.
What were the compliments you would get?
What's that?
What were the compliments you would get?
It would be, just things like, oh, nice job, you did well. Even if I only got a C+ in school, the compliment from my mother that would be like, well, hey, I'm glad that you obviously you tried, and that's important. My father would be
she was encouraging mediocrity.
You're right. My father. Well, I was never a great student. I was never a great sit down, learn in a classroom student.
My mom would say, because we couldn't get C's don't get degrees.
No, but yeah, see, there's that. But then she'd go to your brother and probably be like, it's a C+, so that means better than a D, and I bet you can get a B next time.
It would start, little angel baby Marky.
Yeah. Well, but then my father, and this is kind of generational, it goes back a ways, with this, is my father, who was obviously, he was a very caring man. I mean, anyone that knew my father knew that he was a gentleman and a very caring man, but at the same time, did not deliver in the way my mother did. My father would have been like very similar to what your mother would have been like. Well, C's don't get degrees. Mm-hmm. I always remember in school, because my parents knew that I struggled in traditional learning the way that it is. A lot of kids do.
You're the adopted kid too, so they're like, well, we really feel bad for him.
Yeah, and then they could say, well, we can't take any credit for this mess up. But
ain't my genes.
Yeah, it's not you, Lee. No, not you either, Betty. Well, this is what we got. So call the lawyer back.
Should have picked the other one.
Yeah, right. I was almost a girl. Did I tell you? Oh my God, I got an adoption story for you now that we're spiraling all over the place. So, but at any rate, you could be co-hosting with a woman, and I'm not talking because that surgery is just $10,000. No,
it could be Sasha and Allie in the morning.
No, legitimately, when my parents, I'll finish that story because it's quick, and then I'll come back to what I was saying about the compliments. So originally, because it's no secret that I was adopted 4 days old. That was the time you used to spend in the hospital. Now it's 4 hours, kick you out. Mm-hmm. Your uterus barely got back into place, and women are like, oh, let's go home. Uh-huh. So at any rate, I was going to be, I wouldn't have been a girl, but my parents would have adopted a girl. And I forget, was it the parents decided not to give the girl up for adoption? Which really says a lot, because my parents still said, nope, let him go. But
when I see this in movies, this makes me so sad.
It was either that or another family ended up being there. Things were just in order because they would have used an adoption agency and all that. And things were in order for that. So somewhere out there is a girl, probably in Buffalo still, is a girl that is adopted, is now 55, and right around my birthday, February 20th, and she is with a family, and my parents almost got you, but you know what they got? Me. So.
Wouldn't it be so cool to look at the records of the hospital of that day and figure out who it is? And
yeah, but it'd be sealed because of the adoptions. Adoptions back then were sealed. You'd never know. You would just see baby girl born this time. And just like for my records, if you went back to Sisters Hospital, February 20th, 1971, it would say baby boy born. And that's it.
I don't know this answer. Are adoptions still sealed?
They can be. They can be.
Okay.
Yeah.
My
anyway, that was that side little note on that. But back to the compliments. So, yes, I'm proud of you from your significant other is very nice because, again, for guys, the mother in your world was probably the last one to give you those compliments. Now, I will tell you, because as you know, my kids live with me, so I try as much as I can to be complimentary to the kids, because I don't want that stereotype of, well, the mothers are the ones that give the compliments. I try to be very sensitive to that.
Sure, and you're like the mother and the father.
Well, sure.
So you're gonna like when I know that like Tiffany will do Lydia's hair, but when it comes to, and I cannot believe I'm even mentioning this, but like when Lydia gets her period, maybe she won't tell Tiffany. Maybe she'll be telling you. You're playing that role.
She could even tell her own mom too. It's not like that's.
Yeah, but if she gets it while she's in this state with you, yeah, she could tell her own mom. But I think that because they live with you, and like primary custody is you, that I would think that she'd be pretty comfortable, especially if you're saying that you are always giving out compliments and encouraging such a safe space.
Well, I try to.
I think that Lydia would tell you.
Which is totally great. I mean, that's totally fine. I've got, you hope at least another 8 years before I have to start worrying about
You're
that.
not weird
Maybe
about
not.
it. You're not weird about it at all. And
No,
I'm
I
really
don't care.
like, if I say like, oh, Scott, I got my period or whatever, you're like, yeah, whatever. Or the other day, my boyfriend was going to the store and I needed tampons. I didn't tell him. So when he got back, I said, oh, at some point I have to go to Walmart and go get tampons. And he said, I was just there. Why didn't you tell me? I would have gotten them for
Yeah.
you. But I didn't realize that he'd be so comfortable. Like you. You're just like, yep, I'll pick you up some tampons.
It really very little phases me when it comes to stuff like that. It's like, all right, okay.
This is totally a detour to the whole thing because I want to give you the number one.
Oh, well, I want to come back to the Proud. The Proud is so... as
This
we're-
is, if you're missing it, male equivalent to flowers. One of them was, I'm proud of you. Okay,
yes,
go ahead.
and I think that's very special because here's the other piece to this. Women in the beginning of a relationship want equality.
Kind of.
Women, as the relationship continues, whether you will admit to this or not, want to be the boss. So that eliminates the...
Also, the second thing that Scott has been very accurate in this podcast.
Thank you. So that's where the I'm proud fizzles because it becomes expected because it goes back to the equal, but then it turns into this magical superpower that women have of, I want to be the boss.
Yeah.
So it becomes expected that you do certain things. So you will not say that I'm proud that I did all the dishes. Even if I don't mention a word about it, you come home, there's not a dish out anywhere. Every pot and pan is clean. The counter's cleaned off. You're not going to come up and go, hey, I'm proud of you for doing that. Because in your mind, that falls back to the equality thing. So no matter what happens around the house, I've done every ounce of laundry. I've folded it all. I put it away. I've cleaned the kitchen. I put it all away. Either you'll find something, but you won't say I'm proud of it in that regard. Now, let me ask this.
Yeah.
It's tough for you to answer this because, again, you're in a newer phase of the relationship.
Yes, but I was in a 6+ year relationship prior to.
But also, it's difficult for that because that's not in existence anymore. So it almost has to be one of those things. I don't know if you come home, if the guy comes home and goes, hey, I had a sit down with the boss today and they said they're extremely pleased with everything that, I've been working on. And I realized it's taken a lot of extra time and they gave me a 20% raise. You would love to hear, I'm proud of you.
I'm so glad you went
and
there.
a mother would say that.
Because that is exactly where I would say I'm so proud of you. Because when you were bringing up all the house stuff, I'm probably not going to say I'm proud of you in that scenario because we both should be doing it.
Sure.
And also, in
the guy's mind, here's what's happening in my mind when I'm doing it all. I want her to be proud that I finally did everything she's been bitching at me about.
Well, that's why I'm not going to use proud because we both should be doing it. So I'm not going to say I'm proud.
Yeah, but sometimes you got other things going on.
But if you do, like you said, finally do something and you want to be
choose these words carefully.
Recognized for it, I get to the point of resentment and I'm not wanting to give you those words because you should have been doing it anyway.
I don't disagree with that either.
So that's where you're not going to get proud.
Will it always be to the standard exactly of what you want? No. But that's where anybody needs to look past a little bit of that and realize, there was effort put in there. I'm not expecting I'm proud of you because I cleaned the kitchen up. Well, frankly, I probably wouldn't clean it well enough, so I'd never hear the I'm proud.
I would have said thank you almost every single time anyway, if you would have did it.
But back to that, the I'm proud of you is a powerful one. Yeah, see, I said,
but I reserve it for the work stuff. Like if my boyfriend got a raise, got a promotion, whatever, an attaboy at work, I would say, yeah, I'm proud of you too. He actually gave that to me the other day.
Wait, did you get a raise and nobody told me that they were dishing those out?
No. I said something in a meeting that he was wondering if I was going to actually say it. And remember I told you that I came up with, I had the report.
The SFU meeting, I forgot about that. Everybody was shocked. You said, "Shut the fuck up."
Oh, shush! I did not. So he once I did that, he was like, "Oh, I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said it."
Yeah.
And then another instance is,
and it has to be that
really,
word. It has to be that word. It has to be, I'm proud of. Because if you just say, well, good, that should have been said eventually, that's not the same as I'm proud of you.
I think also if there was an instance, this would not happen with my boyfriend. He gets along really, really well with his family. But if, let's say, for instance, there was some sort of kerfuffle in the family and he actually stood up to like his brother, let's say, for instance, and I would go, I'm proud of you for doing that. Because I think that's also a very hard thing to do.
I just thought of one other angle of the I'm proud of you, and I think this goes back all the way to our childhood. And I think it's an unfortunate thing, is I think more boys are told I'm proud of you than girls are told I'm proud of you during their growing years.
Yes.
And I think that, unfortunately...
Ding, ding, ding. Third thing in the podcast.
This is 3 in a row. I think that, and I didn't grow up in a house where I had a sister, but I think the way that a lot of society raises kids is they teach girls to be able to fend for themselves I'm not talking in a physical, like somebody's coming up to mug you. You got to take those classes yourself. I'm talking about, well, let's go with things like, old traditional thoughts of laundry, cooking, cleaning, maintaining, order and things like that. I think that,
Right.
unfortunately society raises women where you're the sex that is almost expected to learn those sorts of things. So,
And you're not going to tell me you're proud of me for that when I'm younger.
No, and it's unfortunate because boys should be brought up exactly the same of being able to do all those certain things. And the I'm proud of yous should be dished out, not for nothing, but they should be dished out equally like a deck of cards, and we're getting, we all need 8 cards,
Yeah.
You don't suddenly get 6 cards and I get 8 cards,
Yeah.
That's what you have to keep in mind. Am I perfect at this as a parent? Nope. Is any parent ever going to be perfect? Nope. But think about it.
Yes. And I think that would set us up for saying it more so in the future.
Sure.
Okay. The last male equivalent to flowers, this one came up the most. Banana bread. If I make you banana bread and give you banana bread.
No.
No?
Here's the thing. Banana bread's good. Yeah, you know what banana bread is? Good for the first slice.
Oh.
And then the rest of the pan sits there until it dries into a small brick of banana bread.
It's the same with zucchini bread too. Everyone's
yeah, zucchini bread's a letdown. Everybody's we have a coworker. Her last name might rhyme with Hooper. And
yes.
and she's always like, my mom or I make the best zucchini bread. Zucchini bread's like a fucking meatloaf. It's never really great.
Exactly.
Can I sustain my life cycle on it and eat it so that I can say I had food within a 7-day period and didn't die? Yup.
Sure.
Do I ever look towards meatloaf no matter who sits there and goes, oh, you've never had my meatloaf or my meatloaf? It doesn't matter. You know what? Your meatloaf, it doesn't. Everybody's meatloaf sucks. Everybody's zucchini bread is exactly like a meatloaf. A banana bread far superior, but still, 1, maybe 2 slices. We're done. It's going to become a brick. Have you ever seen a fully finished tray of banana bread?
No.
Even my kids.
They're always in it's always the saran wrap from some church lady.
And it's there from March until the end of May. And then you're like, Jesus, nobody's eating this. And it finally gets the little white dust on the top where you're like, is that really mold on a banana bread? Or that? No. The I'm proud of you, far more powerful.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
How's that? That's 4 things that we've agreed on today.
Okay. Well, then here's the other one. Do you guys remember what I said when I said back scratches? Scott had a reaction and I said, hold on to that.
Yeah, I was like,
Now, I think I'm going to give you credit again in this podcast for something.
God, here comes number 5.
I can't believe this is happening.
Are we all keeping count here?
Have you ever heard of the no contact boyfriend or no contact girlfriend?
Oh, Jesus. I'm worried about this. I'm not the most touchy-feely person.
That's it.
And nobody of that I've ever been with understands it's not that I don't want to be with you or don't want you or don't find you attractive. Yes, I find all those things. I'm just not real touchy-feely unless it's time to touchy-feel. I'm sorry.
Okay.
No, why am I apologizing?
No.
It's who I am.
So it's funny because, and this is where I will give you a little credit. Now, I personally could not date someone like you at all. I like, we're walking in a store, his hand's on my back, or he's holding my hand down Market Street. Honestly, I just got butterflies just saying those words out loud. I couldn't date somebody like you. But I noticed that on TikTok, it comes up a lot. There'll be girls who a guy tries to touch her on the couch and she's like, Yeah. And it's not because she doesn't love him. It's exactly what you said. I don't understand
I was
it.
ahead of my time, ahead of the Gen Zers with this.
Yes, I don't understand it at all, but you recognize it, and I assume that you're upfront about it.
Well, I don't come right out and go, I'm not really that much of a touchy-feely person or anything like that. And believe me, in most relationships, there has been at least one point where this has come up. It's not, it is not that I don't have affection for you. Well, not you, but you know what I mean. It's not that it's not that. It's just, I am not real hands-on.
What about but you're with somebody who is?
Thought of a horrible line.
What if you're walking down Market Street and oh my gosh,
no, I'm going to answer it. You're not going to get it from me. So you have to make the decision of can you live with it. You're not going to get it from me. No.
This kills me.
No,
I've been in a relationship before, and we never held hands down Market Street, and just saying those words makes me so sad.
No, but it's
like
being
I wanted
honest.
it.
It's being honest.
And you want to know what I hated so much, and I bet you Tiffany is the same way, is that I hated if we were with another couple and they were and we weren't. God, that made me so mad.
I'm not even paying attention to that.
Oh my God.
I'm not even looking at it.
Because you don't care about touching. And I'm getting so worked up about this. But I care about touching for some reason. And physical touch is not my number one love language. But man, there's certain things I love doing. And that is one of them is that.
I know you want me to take the
I'm going to try approach. Yes.
Because I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not even going to try. It's not my thing. So I know you want me to take the low hanging fruit joke and go, well, maybe if you say you're proud of me, I'll hold your hand once in a while.
Oh,
that's not it.
I wasn't even thinking that.
No, that's not it. Well, this brain goes all over the place in a lot of different moments throughout the day.
But that wouldn't feed the monster?
No. It is no reflection of my feelings towards any significant other that I've ever had or have. I am not a big toucher.
Exactly. You're the no contact boyfriend. You are it. I knew it.
But it does not mean that I don't feel any less or appreciate or have desires or anything like that for the person that I'm with. Obviously, I'm with someone. So that, that's evident, in that regard. I'm not trying to make it seem like,
right. No, but
I'm not trying to blow her off. I'm just saying this is who I am. I'm not going to apologize.
Okay.
It's what it is, and sorry for not apologizing.
What? Sorry for not apologizing.
I can't apologize.
One question.
Everybody has something.
Did your parents hug you or give you affection when you were a kid?
My mother, yes. My father, not as much.
Bingo. That's got to be it. It's got to be it.
I don't know.
I think that's it. Did they touch each other?
Oh, yes. My father was a hand holder to my mother. And I remember my mother and father kissing each other. Not like you do thank you. You do it far better than me. Give it to me one more time. Yeah. I don't remember that or anything like that. But, affectionate in a sweet kind of a way. Now, I'm it's taken me a long time to realize, and this dates back to other podcasts. Do you remember what I told you? How as a young kid, I'd spend a lot of weekends at my grandmother's houses. I mean, let's be real. Yeah, you know that Betty and Lee were going out. And you know what Betty and Lee were doing after they went out. And it's taken me that long to realize, oh, I get this. Now I understand.
Oh, yeah. My parents, I don't want to talk about it.
No, nobody wants to talk about it.
It's the running joke in our family that when we were growing up, and maybe I have mentioned this on the podcast or the show before, that my parents would always go upstairs to talk.
Oh.
So one day my Aunt Lorene gave my parents a card, and it looked exactly like our house growing up. And it had she wrote on the outside of the card, it was Marky's room, Alicia's room. And then in the top, I'll never forget this memory, on the top left-hand corner, it was Mark and Gail's room where they talk. And she put it in quotations. I'm like, oh.
That's awesome when the family knows.
It's not. Everybody knows because my parents are always making out. They're the opposite. They're the complete opposite. Okay. No contact boyfriend. I knew it was you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does not make me a bad person or a bad boyfriend or a bad partner. It just doesn't.
No. But I'm going to ask my therapist this because I wonder if you could change. We're not doing this because your therapist, now I'm going to be your therapist. No, wrong way to approach it. You have to be able, not you, but if this was happening to you, you would have to be able to ask yourself, can I accept this and find joy overall in the long run with or without it? Now, and if your therapist is any good, they will also say, let's go through the good qualities they have, even though this is an issue that you wish they did, that you probably and have honestly been told you're not going to get. Right. No relationship is perfect. I understand that. I'm just saying I would have a really hard time, and I would say, you hold my hand on Marcus Street, and I'm gonna grab. Okay, what if I grabbed your hand? Would you?
I'm not gonna.
Would you go, ew?
No. Okay. No. I'm not gonna do that. And of course, if there's a bus careening out of control, speeding down the road, and we're crossing the street, and I have to get us to safety quickly, of course I'm gonna grab her hand in that instance.
Oh, good. We're getting places.
I'm not gonna be like run and start booking and see it turn around later and see
good luck.
See if she got flattened like a pothole. No, I'm not gonna do that. Of course I'm going to do that. So I have the safety I can touch you instinct, or the other times I can touch you. You know what I mean.
Oh
by that,
God! So you just want to get to the main event, is what you're telling me.
Okay, for 99.99999%. Percent of guys, that's just the way that is.
Okay.
That's not exclusive to me.
Oh, okay. I don't quite
mean,
believe that.
if we could do long division and make 4-play 1-play, that'd be just great. Unfortunately,
we're not going to go there because this
requires a lot of long division with a woman.
This was about the no contact boyfriend, no contact girlfriend, and I don't want to dive into that.
No, because you were talking more just in the casual setting.
Yes.
Well, I mean, casual is good with that too, but not anyway.
It's interesting, and this will be the last thing I'll say about this, is there are certain things I'm sure that I want, that he wants, and that you have to go, is that a deal breaker?
I've said this all along, because you have to be able to look, and this is where Allie Payne is, because I've known Allie for 20 years. I mean, we're damn near saying happy anniversary to the show, 20 years together, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
very close.
Here's the problem with this.
Oh, I want to bring something up about that in a second.
You're going to get stuck on what that one thing is, i.e. the hand holding, whatever. You're going to get stuck there, and you're not going to see the forest through the trees. And that, unfortunately, is an Allie Payneism. Not that it's
That's not true. That's not me in a relationship. I
But
let a lot of
right
things
now.
go. I let a lot of things go in a relationship.
You just said, I don't know if I could be with someone with that, which means you're not looking at their other qualities going, well, hold on a second.
No, I am. But I know that is something that I feel like I really need that.
Now, here's the thing. We know cheating, deal breaker.
Yes.
Okay. Is it as high as that for you?
No, it's not as high as that. But man, that is something I just yearn for. I really do. Laying on the couch, touching. Like if we're watching TV, we're touching.
I don't give a damn if we're sitting on a couch laying there watching a movie and she throws her legs across my lap. That's not going to bother me.
But don't you even think about holding his hand on Market Street.
Look,
I figured that would bother you too, actually, because in a lot of the videos, like I was just explaining at the very beginning, was a guy touched his girlfriend's leg and she was like, you know?
Look, I can fill a cup pretty well. But
within reason,
there are just certain things that, it's who I am, but everybody has something. All right, now listen, let me quick ask. We've gone 29 minutes into this podcast. Do you think I've done anything that's going to get me a talking to yet?
Yeah. All of
it.
Oh,
great. Thanks.
All of it. And wait, and I know
Why?
you had,
for being honest?
I had a third thing. Yeah, but I don't know how much
Okay, well then hold on, let me fix that. Oh, I'm a huge toucher. All I want to do is hold hands, and all I want to do is caress my fingers through hair, and I just want to rub a back.
Liar.
And quite honestly, let me just pick you up and carry you everywhere.
Liar.
Then we're good now.
What if she
evaded
did
that speaking to?
What if she did scratch your back? Would you go?
No, I mean, if I got an itch, I'm going to be like, hey, can you get that?
No. What I'm saying is either you're laying in bed or basically I feel like you're gonna stiffen up like a board.
No. But here's the thing. I don't want a light like this. I can see you with your nails just getting done, Allie, doing this.
Well,
to
mine
your
would be like
I want to dig in there.
Yeah.
So it's more of a purposeful scratch as opposed to a
oh my God, you're so lame. You don't want like a
now we've literally gone to the point where we're only making sound effects through this podcast. I want to and you want to okay, carry on.
Okay. You had something, because my last thing, I might have to save it for the next podcast. You had something, so I want to give you your space for that.
I don't even remember what the fuck it was, so keep going.
Oh, okay. My last thing is something I'd asked you off the air, but I really think there is something to this. I have a girlfriend who is now single, and she's been on some dating apps.
Write it down. This is going to take way more time than we have right now.
Okay.
Yes, this question is perplexing to me.
Okay.
And it does deal.
Are we going to do it on the next podcast?
We may have to. It deals 1,000% with sexuality and choices. And I'll leave it at that because it is one of those things like, really? I'm really I'm struggling on this. And maybe it's a shallow dating pool scenario. I don't know.
No. I honestly, these two situations made my boyfriend go, well, wait a second. Are you
going to go there?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to give it all up, but I just want to lay enough out there that you guys come back next week because
and you don't remember your other thing? I was going to write it down if so.
I do. You want to know what it is?
What?
This is a good way to wrap it up. So as we were coming into the podcast, and let me share this with you. We need to stop something with all the programs that we use. And this goes for anyone in a workplace that is online and uses we use Gmail and things like that. Mm-hmm. Okay. So I know some people use Microsoft Teams. We use Gmail, right? Mm-hmm. So have you noticed, and it's an annoyance to me, I went over, so Allie, when we start our podcast, sends me a link to the program we use. I click on it, and then we get in and we try to bring you, whatever this is. And
C-level content, because C-level content, I guess, is good enough for Scott and his mom.
That's right. And good enough for Marky, but nowhere near Allie. Am I right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. A little bitter about that.
That's right.
But anywho,
that's a good callback.
That being said, I'm going to click on the link, and some stupid thing starts popping up. Not a pop-up like you would see, hey, buy flowers here at Lowe's today.
Oh, it's the new feature on the app, right?
It's not on the app we're using here. When I was clicking the link, so if I go back to Gmail, all these dumbass things keep floating around. Like, I have this thing here. It's giving me options for putting emojis in and stuff like that. Can we just keep it raw and let me go find something I need when I use it? Like, if I go to the top of my thing right now, it wants to show me all these different things and blocks what I'm trying to view. I thought these programs were supposed to help productivity. Lay off. here's this thing with emojis that you can put in there. Jesus Christ, she sent me a link. Do you want a thumbs up here, Allie? I'll give you a thumbs up right now. Let me give you that there. Boom.
You know what's so funny? Back in the day, it used to be that you didn't want to put emojis or reactions or anything like that in emails. Remember, it was.
Oh, I know. It was not. Yeah, now it's gotten okay. No, but this is.
I had the president of Watkins Glen International. I emailed her about something the other day, and she responded with a heart reaction.
Oh, yeah.
It's now just. I mean, granted, I feel like her and I do have a little bit of a different relationship, but I think that it's just interesting that now, we just react.
This is a little different, though, than just emojis. This is like, I'm scrolling over another message that you had sent me earlier in our chat thing, and the minute I scroll on it, up comes this thing blocking half of what I want to see. And it's like, do you want a smiley face? Do you want to type something? Do you want this? Jesus, Mary, and Joseph.
Is this your AI extension?
That's another piece to it, too. There's another AI thing. Like it's like, look, if I want to use that feature, I can click a button to get to it. I don't need it blocking my stuff. It's about me like, I got things to do. Let me get there.
It's basically, you're still trying to do it old school.
Well,
and everyone else is like, tell me what to react with. Tell me what to say.
Tell me what I should do.
And you're like, no, I want.
Like, I'll tell you what to do when I want to.
That's nice. That's good. That's good that you're
I just hate it. Everything gets in the way, and it's like, I mean, if this is progress, all you're doing is slowing me down.
I try to balance that out because. I know it's creeping in more and more every single day, but
in every inch of your screen. And I'm literally looking at Gmail now. Oh my God, if I even put my mouse on top of the AI feature in our thing, it like, populates it. God, just get it out of the way. I'll click on it. If I want it, I'll click on it.
The other day, an email had suggested a little bit different of a response that I was giving, and I liked theirs better. I was like, okay.
See, and that's okay too. I like that, but I'd like to have the option of saying, I'll ask for you to tell me if there's a better option of saying this. Don't just have this thing blocking half of what I'm trying to do. I hate that. It's like, just let me do my thing.
You'll eventually adapt and adopt it. And
yeah, but I don't know that I will, that it's just blocking everything that I'm, when I went to go click on the link, before I could click on it, I'm like, Jesus, am I going to click on the link or what's going on here? It almost blocked it all.
I like that you still want the foundational things. Did you see that they're bringing cursive back to school?
Gavin's learning a little bit of it.
Yeah. I just had a girlfriend of mine. She's a teacher. She is from Hector, but she doesn't live in Hector anymore. I think she's in Maryland. And she posted about this the other day. And I thought, I'm so glad to see that foundational thing come back.
I don't need, I went to, the first 5 years I went to grade school was a Catholic school, parochial schools. And it was, and also, a few years ago, it was part of the regular day-to-day curriculum. I remember second grade was hell learning cursive, right? And it was traditional.
I wonder if that was a boy thing, though, too, because I loved learning cursive.
It was on a blackboard. It was, yes, that is a boy thing. You're right. In many cases. It was on a blackboard. You're trying to copy. You're doing. It was tough. Okay.
Yes.
And girls, I think by nature have, more, a lot of times, not always, but a lot of times have more of an art gene to be able to do it. And cursive has an artsy kind of, flair to it.
Soft touch that I think that women have too.
But here's the kicker: we've gone through
that soft touch that Scott doesn't know because he won't touch me. Well, not me, but
nice throwback. But the thing about it is we have almost an entire generation that does not know how to sign their name. As in a signature. Now, I'm not saying we go back to writing checks, but we live in a world, there are still things that have to be signed with a signature. And the other problem with that, speaking of technology and pop-ups, I've had to sign more than one thing for a bank recently, and although I love it because I don't have to go to the bank and I can digitally sign, I have essentially typed in my name and it has created a signature. And this is
you've adopted. It's the same when you sign for a house. They'll ask you.
Sure, exactly. We've all had medical things. You do the same thing. It's like, click here and it'll type in your name. It'll make your signature. This is, I know, a great thing.
Here we go. Wait, keep going.
But you've got to know how to do it.
So she posted this, and I wanted to take a minute and just highlight this. So it was when she posted it, I was so glad she did. It says This is why cursive works differently. It's a study that showed cursive activities widespread. I'm sorry. I said that wrong. Showed cursive activates widespread brain connectivity that typing leaves completely dormant.
I would totally agree.
Connected letters force the brain to process entire words as single units, the same mechanism that builds reading fluency and spelling retention. Typing treats every letter as an identity keystroke. Cursive treats every word as a motor memory.
Let me tell you, we screwed up so bad around the 2000 mark when education did a big shift, and everybody's heard a parent bitch about new math, and well, they're trying to teach you the process to do it this way. Hate to say it, multiplication still needs to be drilled into your head. Just think about it. I don't need 52 dots to figure out what 7 times 9 is. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, if you tried to sit down and do the new math, you would yank every single strand of hair out of your head.
Sonya does it to me every time we play Yahtzee, and she's like, how do you not understand the breakdown? I was like,
I know. How do you, as a grown-ass adult, understand it who did not learn it that way?
She said she's always done it that way in her head,
Oh.
but she was taught something else.
Yeah, well, good. Okay, so she's a goddamn savant. Good for her. But
And a heck of a Yahtzee player.
yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine. Yeah, that's the thing. We really, really, really screwed ourselves when they started, because it was a steady thing. It was like, okay, suddenly we're going to do math different. Now, there are people that could argue either way, whether math itself, doing it differently, is better. We're always, because we were old math, we're always going to believe our way was better. All right. It's just the way that it is. Maybe there's people that can argue new math is better. Great. Congratulations. I think it should be a hybrid personally, so that I can understand it and show you something that, the kid could understand, and vice versa. That's fine. But things like cursive and spelling, do you know Gavin barely had spelling this year in school? And I remember for years spelling was a thing. And so now what are we going to do? Have generations that don't know how to sign their name and don't know how to spell?
Well,
That's
it's not
terrifying.
even. But the signing of the name is just one small piece of it.
That's the most basic
because
level.
I want to just read this other thing. So it says this John Hopkins study about the cursive found that handwriting produces stronger reading and spelling outcomes than typing or visual
I don't
learning.
know if that's true, because again, I sucked at cursive. You should see my signature. You'd be like, "What? Who are you, Roger Kadiddlehopper?" No, and I'm not. I'm okay at reading. It was always a struggle. I think it was my eyes, to be honest with you, that caused that problem. But spelling, well, I have an Allie Payne across the counter from me.
But it's more than that. So it goes on to say that children who learn cursive outperform non-cursive learners in things like speed, even written composition. I mean, it's everything from retention, written composition. There's so many other things. And believe me, we're talking about, this is just one piece of it, the cursive thing.
Yeah.
You started with the email thing. You like to do things your old school way. I think there's even, we've talked about.
Don't tell me everything to do. I'll tell you what to do.
Well, that, and there's certain things that I like to do old school. One of the things that came up in our meetings this week with our owner being in town was the face-to-face or email communication.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I had said to our owner was, how did you meet your best friend? And she was like, what? And I said, I met my 2 best girlfriends here. Like, I'm just going to name 2 off the top of my head. Is I met one of them at a salon. She was doing my hair. And I met another one. We were in a running club. It was that we connected. I'm not saying that you can't connect. We've seen so many people connect over video games, and we've seen them connect online. I'm not saying that it can't happen, but there's something deeper, I believe, about being in person and connecting.
I think you're 1,000% right.
So that's where something that you as a listener might go, gosh, that's a little old school. But I truly believe.
But take our word for it. It's true.
Yeah, and I truly believe that too, is that I want us to get more into the actual connecting and meeting up and doing things where we can be deeper with each other.
Yeah, I agree totally with that. That's very true. Either way, I'm glad it's coming back. I hope it comes back more, the cursive, the spelling too. And I hope, maybe one day they'll go back and review. The problem is the damage is going to be done for a long period of time. I'm not saying Gen, please understand, I'm not saying millennials and Gen Zs are stupid. Oh my God, no, that's not what I'm saying. But there is something that got lost after Gen X. Now I'm Gen X, and of course I'm going to favor too the way we were raised, because we weren't boomers. We weren't, the greatest generation, like, the World War II generation.
And of course, I'm going to cater to mine because I had some of the foundational things, but I had the technology that came in at the same time. So I feel like I have the best of both worlds.
You got very lucky. You were of the age where you were able to easily, quickly adopt the technology, but you also started without it. You got to think, I started without it. It was towards a much later point where it came in. I don't struggle with it. It's kind of, I like joking, we gave you the internet, Gen Xers.
Yeah, but you're even struggling with the AI influence in emails.
It's just an annoyance. I don't want everything to pop up and block what I'm trying to do, and then I have to try to figure out, I have to stop what I'm doing to try to figure out how to close that so I can finish reading what I have to read.
Do you remember the little paperclip that would pop up when?
Oh my God, yes.
That's what it reminds me of.
Yes,
I'd be like, no.
in Word.
Yeah.
Microsoft Word.
Yes.
Holy shit.
Also, I just want to say, I'm glad we started with my things.
Yeah, thanks
but
for
also,
that. You know what? That's number 6. We'll both agree on that.
But also, I can't wait for next week's podcast, because the third thing I had that we just didn't have time to get to, I think it's going to completely change. It is relationship based.
It is, but it's a head scratcher. As I scratch my head, it's a head scratcher to me of what brings us to this point. Not us. The people you're going to mention.
Yes.
All right. On that note, go. Be gone. See ya later. Bye.
Bye.
Well, that was fun. Wasn't that fun? That was fun. Do us a favor, will you? Subscribe. Share the Scott and Alley Not for Air podcast. Touch our buttons. We know you want to.